Most people do not actually want freedom. They say they want freedom, but they actually don't. Freedom is one of those things that kind of sounds good. Everybody says that they want freedom until they realize what it actually costs. I immediately think back to picture it. The year is 2010. It's July, or actually, I want to say it's about June of 2010. And if you've been watching this or you've seen other episodes or you know me in person in real life, you know that my very first job out of high school at the young, tender age of 18, I was a correctional officer working for the Texas prison system. I would start at Ramsey 3. I would eventually promote. I think I made sergeant on Central, the Central unit in Sugarland in like 2008 or so, something like that, 2007, 2008. And then I made lieutenant on Ramsey 2. And I had to be 23 years old, or actually 22, going on 23 years old. And I finally got to the point where, and if you're watching this and you've been there before, or you're there right now, put it in the comments. I would love to hear about it. You ever reach the point where it's time for you to get off the bus? It's time for you to leave where you are. Doesn't necessarily mean that you have to move to a new city. It may mean that you need to get a new job, or it may mean that you need to switch locations or something, but something has got to change. And I think it was Oprah Winfrey who said this. She said, when God speaks to you at first, it's a whisper. And then if you don't listen, eventually it's like a brick upside the head. My brick upside the head moment came when my Warden J.W. Mossbarger, said 10 words that changed my life forever. He said, "This is not a place for innovation and fresh ideas." And when he first said it, it was like, wow, did he say that out loud? Like, you know, it's kind of understood, but to actually hear it like in the flesh. So then started the plan to get my freedom, working at the prison system. I felt that like I was sent there to like hear the stories, meet the people, be inspired. And what is this, 10 years later, I think that's clear because I used that experience to like do other things. But at the time it was unclear and I knew that I wanted my freedom. So before I just took the leap, I knew that there was some preparation that was going to have to happen. So I remember going to mom's house and sitting next to her bed was her desk. And it's so interesting because she never really used the desk. There was a computer sitting at it that she never really used. But anyway, sat at the desk. She's sitting over there, by the way. But sat at the desk and I figured out a way to explain that I was going to quit my job. My plan was to step away. Like I knew if I left on good terms, I could always go back. And I knew that I had X amount in savings and that would work. And the plan was for me to move back home, sleep on the couch, and, start this new life working in politics. I didn't really know, what was going to come of it. And for the first couple of weeks, it was nice. It was like I took a leap of faith. I quit my job until if you work for the state, you get paid once a month, so you get all your money on the first. When the first rolled around for the first time, there was no direct deposit. Not only was there no direct deposit, the money that I had planned, I had kind of like budgeted what I would spend. Here's what I didn't realize. If you're a teacher and, it's summertime, you get this or if you're a parent, when the kids are out of school, they eat a lot more. When you're off from work, you spend a whole lot more. I was hemorrhaging through money. Like when the first rolled around, that was my wake up call. It was like, nigga, you have quit what did you do? You didn't quit your job. Now what you gonna do? You know? And so that was the first time that I ever left a paycheck behind. And that was the first time that I realized that freedom is heavier than I thought. Most people assume that freedom is this beautiful thing that comes with no pushback, no tension. Let me tell you something. It's easy to clock in, okay? When to show up, what to do while you're there, and when you can leave. And it's easy. They give you a little task, you have a little cubicle, okay? Or you have a little call center thing, put your little thing on and answer for customer service, right? This call may be recorded for quality assurance. Yes, it's easy. But what happens when you literally get freedom, right? Because there's an upside and a downside to freedom. Number one, freedom means full exposure. That means you carry 100% of the responsibility. It means there's no one there to dribble your money, right? If you retire and you get your lump sum and you ain't never had that much money, guess what? You'll see, right? If you ever go from W 2, hourly or salary, to being an entrepreneur, there is a cost to that. And I did this TikTok where I talked about the fact that a lot of us are just window shoppers. There'll be something that we say that we want that costs $20. And you'll go to the store with $100 in your pocket. And when you get to the register and it says it's $20, we won't buy it. You say you want to start a business, but that business means you're not going to be able to do Sunday Fun Day every weekend. You can start that business and quit your job, but you're going to have to stay up late at night sometimes. You want to start that organization, you're going to have to look stupid to some people. Some people are going to say, what is he, why, right? Will you pay that cost? Because the cost of entry, a lot of times, the cost of freedom is looking foolish, right? Number two, freedom removes your excuses. No one else is to blame anymore. If you work at the car wash and they run this place wrong, they should do this, they should do that. When you run your own car wash and you see what it really is, there's no one else to blame because it's all on you, and a lot of stuff starts to make sense. I'm 38 now. I look back, and the older that I get, I would say somewhere around 29 it started kicking in, where I was like, oh, what my parents said, oh, now I get it. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, we do have food at home, okay? and that's kind of the way that it works. And then number three, along those lines, freedom exposes your discipline, okay? Freedom exposes your discipline. What happens when there's nobody there to tell you to go to sleep? You stay up all night if you ain't got no discipline. What happens when there's no one to say, you've had enough candy out of the candy dish, right? And so those are the things. So freedom is expensive, but once you pay for it, you'll never rent comfort again. That is what I have done. That is what I am doing. I encourage you to like, subscribe, and comment below if you are on the freedom chain. Choo choo. Or if you would like to keep up with my musings. My name is Darrell Douglas. This is the Darrell Douglas Show. I'm a nonprofit founder. I have a Turo fleet with 7 cars. I do TEDx consulting. I do political consulting. And look, now I'm a podcaster. All right. So comment down below if you are ready for your freedom papers.